Hello, this is Tony the Tonester from IamWithTheTonester.com, and today I'm going to give you my recommendations for the best business books that I've read. And these have really helped me in my business, and I'm going to tell you about them. I'm also going to put a link below this video to my blog where I'll be posting the links where you can order these on Amazon. And any one of these are a very good read. Now, before I get into this, I just want to say that business books are a dime a dozen. There are tons of them, and you're going to find all kinds of recommendations for all kinds of books all over the internet, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of good books. A lot of them I'm sure I haven't read yet. These are just ones that I've read and have really gotten something out of, so I wanted to let you know what they are. So as I'm recording this, I'm going to be looking down because I've written some notes. I want to make sure I don't forget to cover anything. So that's what that's going to be all about. So let's get started. So the first book I want to mention to you is called The Secrets of Power Negotiating. It's by Roger Dawson, and it's right here, as you can see. And this is a really good book for life in general and your business, because we all do some type of negotiating in business. And if you watched my last video about my car buying experience, you know that negotiating is a big part of your life. So anyway, what I've learned from this book is a couple of things. I've learned the concept of walkaway power, which is when you're negotiating, you always want to come at it with the mindset that you're going to walk away if you don't get what you want. The other thing is negotiating always has a win-win situation. If there's any kind of situation where it's a win for one party and a lose for the other party, it's not a good thing, because you want both parties to come away with a good feeling. There's lots of other good lessons learned in this book, and I'm actually thinking about reading it a second time because, you know, it's been a while since I read this, and they kind of, the concepts kind of come and go. And it's always good to read books a second time to get a refresher. At least I think I have to do that. So that's that book. The next book is called The 10X Rule, and this is a hard copy, and it came with a cover. I use, excuse me, excuse me, I sore throat here. I usually remove the covers on these. So, but this is called The 10X Rule. It's by Grant Cardone. Highly recommend this book. You might have seen this mentioned by other marketers online. The 10X Rule is a concept that you're not going to accomplish anything in your business or in life without giving it 10 times the effort from normal. And I do have something to say about that. If you read this, and I highly recommend that you read this book, you're going to find on the internet there's people that are preaching working hard and spending half the night work on your business and getting up early and just working hours and hours and hours. And that's great if you can do that. My philosophy on the whole thing is life is a journey, and I know that when you're trying to make money online, you're trying to start a business, you want the end results. You want to be making a lot of money, you want to have a good lifestyle, and you want all this stuff and all these things. But the thing is, life is a journey, and you need to enjoy the journey as you go along. If you work 20 hours a day and you get 4 hours worth of sleep, it's really going to play havoc with the life you have. I mean, you need to enjoy life and enjoy the journey getting there. So, I mean, I do work hard. I mean, I spend most of my free time working when I'm not, you know, doing other things. But I still find time to spend with my partner. I still find time to get together with neighbors and friends, because that's part of life. That's part of the journey. And, you know, you never know how long you have on this earth. So I firmly believe that you need to enjoy your life while it happens. Still go for those goals, but do what you can. Anyway, the 10X, I sidetracked. The 10X Rule is a great book, and you should really follow that. But you also, if you want to enjoy life, at least give a few hours here and there to spend time with things that really matter to you. Okay, so that's that book. The next two books I have here are books I highly recommend. These are from Russell Brunson, and you may have heard of him. He's a well-known internet marketer. He's done amazing things, and he's put out two books. One's called Expert Secrets, and the other's called .com Secrets. I have them both because they're anytime I can learn something new, whether it's a little tidbit here or there, I'm very happy. And these books have a ton of tidbits in them. Now, of course, he sells these books for shipping. You only pay shipping, and you're going to be on his mailing list, and he's trying to sell you his ClickFunnels program. And then, that's all well and good, but I'd highly recommend you get these regardless of whether you get his ClickFunnels program or not, because let's see, .com Secrets is the first one I had, and it really goes into how to model other people's businesses and funnels, and he actually gives you different funnels in here that's worked for his business. Very, very good. The Expert Secrets book is more along the lines, it's still the same concepts, but it goes into a lot more of finding your passion and what are you an expert in, and making a business around that. And the business techniques in here are still very similar and very good, but it's a little bit different approach, but it's still sort of the same. I'd highly recommend both these books. Now, another book that I would highly recommend is this one. It's called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, and it's by Susan Jeffers. And I read this a while ago, and the concept of this book really says it all. I know that a lot of people have fears in life and starting a business, and it can be scary. I realize that. But in order to succeed and accomplish anything, you have to do the stuff anyway. You have to feel the fear, and you have to do it anyway. Really good book, very short read. I'd highly recommend getting this. It goes into a little more detail, and actually it's been several years since I wrote it, but since I read it, but it was a very good book. And the last one I want to recommend here, I'm reading this right now. This is positively the best business book and the best book you can read for your mindset and for your business I have ever read. This is just given me tons and tons of value. It's called Awaken the Giant Within, and it's by Tony Robbins. And if you read only one book, read this one. This one, it's not only about success in your business, but it's about success in all areas of your life. And there's some concepts in here that I have never heard. A lot of times I'll get books and it's the same concepts, just told a different way. This has some different concepts I've never heard. Like, for instance, you can actually rewire your brain and your neurotransmitters within your brain to actually give you what you want and how to do that. There's worksheets in here, there's questions and answers. I mean, at the end of each chapter, you're supposed to stop and do a little exercise, and it's just so good. Now, I do have to say, this is a very thick book. It's probably, I think it's 500 pages, so I'm not finished it yet, but really, really great book. I'd highly recommend it. So those are the books that I have that I've read and have really gotten a lot out of. There's a couple others that I got that I didn't get so much out of. You might, and I'm just going to mention these. You can search for these on Google if you want, but I'm not going to really give you a link to these. Hang on one second. I just want to get those. And those are, this one is called The Product Launch Formula. And it's by Jeff Walker. I really do like this book a lot. I really do like it, and if you want to launch products and you want to launch information products, it's a really good book. But it is specific to that. So, but this is what I teach. This is what I do. This is what I will be doing more of. And so, I mean, again, if you read this book and buy it, you're going to be on his mailing list, and he has programs he's going to try to sell you. That's okay. Get the book anyway and read it. This other book I got, it's called Ask. It's by Levesque, and I think that's how you pronounce his last name. Anyway, this is about doing surveys in your emails. And Honestly, it's a great idea to do surveys in your emails. People recommend it. Get ideas of what people want, then give them what they want. It's a great concept. You should be doing this. However, this book goes into the details of surveys and how to analyze the data. And honestly, it got a little bit too analytical for me as far as analyzing the data. What do you do with the data? There are easy ways to analyze the data and incorporate the responses, and there are scientific ways, and this is really a scientific way, and you can get it. It's an interesting read, and the concepts are definitely valid. So anyway, that's that book. I just wanted to show you another book that this book actually started my internet marketing career. It's called Get Rich Click, and it's by Mark Ostrovsky, something like that. So this actually started my internet marketing career, and this is for complete beginners. How do you start an online business, and what do you do? And each chapter is devoted to a different way to make money online. I'm not sure this is still in print. The problem is some of the concepts in here are no longer valid. Some of the concepts are a little bit outdated. You can't go by everything that says in here. The internet marketing changes so rapidly. However, if this has been reprinted in a newer version, it might be a great book for you if you're just starting out. But you have to check on that. I'm not sure when this was put out. It's probably put out in 2010, 11, something like that. 8 years ago, maybe. It's probably when I got this. So anyway, like I said, see if it's a newer version of it. It was a great book when it came out. It really got me thinking as to how I could make money online. But anyway, that's that book. So these are all my recommendations for books. And by the way, that Tony Robbins book, it's extremely great for mindset, and I'm going to be doing another video after this on mindset books, which I'm really into and really think it's important. The Tony Robbins book fits that totally, and you'll find that I'm going to be mentioning that in that video as well. So by all means, check the link below this description. I'll be putting a link to these books. You can order one, you can order many. And as I said, this is not an exhaustive list by any stretch of the imagination, but start here and you can't go wrong. So with that, I'll see you in the next video. This is the Tonester with IamWithTheTonester.com.